Somehow week 4 of promo has already got here. It's 9:30. I've already got my pajama bottoms on, and I've witnessed 3 hours on the British train system, which any Brits will know is horrific. But we are here and we are going through week 4 promo. This week at the start, I didn't think we'd get as much, which I feel like has become a running theme every week. But we actually got quite a bit, especially on Saturday when we got 40 minutes of the season 4 rewatch, which was kind of insane. And I love hearing what the actors have to say about their scenes. I think probably Caleb and Maya are my favourites for going through scenes. And most importantly, us Spilers got so much this week. So let's go through it and see what it says about season 5 and what might happen. So, we start as usual with Sunday, because I film my video on a Sunday and the posters come out precisely 10 minutes after I filmed the video, but I've done with the video by that point. Anyway, so this Sunday we got the teens. We got Steve, Robin, Nancy, and Jonathan. Steve was first, which I kind of get. He's the most popular. He's going to get the most attention going around the season. And again, this week, the quotes are so significant, I think, to what their main focus of each character is going to be in season 5. So, Steve, first of all, his poster made me laugh because they had to use a season 2 photo of him, because obviously in season 1, they didn't know he was going to be such an important member of the cast. And his quote is, "Ahoy, ladies." This might seem a bit too much to read into, but I think this shows that he's going to be the face of the group and showing his charisma and needing to speak to members of Hawkins, because he is the only one out of the group that has ever been popular and liked within Hawkins. So I think he's going to have to use this as to their advantage and speak to the people of Hawkins to try and get them on the group side. But I don't think this is going to work, hence the Ahoy ladies, because it didn't work, him flirting with any of the girls in Scoops Ahoy. And then we have Nancy, and her quote was, "We ask forgiveness, not permission." This, I think, is sort of hinting towards them working against the military who's running Hawkins. It's going to be easier to ask for forgiveness than permission with them, because they're never going to let that group do anything, because they think that Elle is the cause of all of this, even though it's down to our group of outcasts to go save the day with everything. And then we have Jonathan, and his quote is, "The real world sucks, deal with it like the rest of us." This is a quite obvious link to season 5. It's an apocalyptic Hawkins, no one is having a good time, but from the behind the scenes, the buyers Wheeler breakfast and the call for still at school, it shows that they're having to get on with it and cope with it. And it also made me think that maybe some of Hawkins is still in denial and still think it's an earthquake somehow. So maybe this line links to them having to deal with the fact that it isn't an earthquake and it does suck, but they just have to live with supernatural goings on in their town. And then last we have Robin, and her quote is, "You think you're so smart, but a couple of kids who scoop ice cream for a living cracked your code in a day." This is reminding us of Robin's intelligence. In season 3 and season 4, she was a vital part of figuring out what was going on with the Upside Down and the brains behind it. So I think this shows she's going to continue being the brains in season 5, because I love Robin, but she's not going to be a good part of the physical defense because she's incredibly clumsy, like myself. She reminds me a bit of me. But I think, again, it shows just how important her intelligence is to the group. On Monday, we got the magazine cover of them promoting season 4. There wasn't too much new about that, because a lot of the season 4 content, because we've got it so recently, it doesn't hint too much to season 5. And also, there's so many unanswered questions in season 4 that are going to directly link to season 5, so I don't think they want to spoil it too much. And then we got a video of Sadie and Jamie introducing the rewatch. And I was kind of curious why they made these two do 2 introductions, because they introduced season 2. But I think it might be because Jamie hasn't had too much to do, and also everyone else reacting, like Noah, Millie, Priya, and Brett, have been reacting on their own, so it's a bit awkward for them to do the introduction just on their own. And then on Tuesday, we have Caleb and Priya doing a Strange Things trivia test against each other. Caleb won, and this was for Strong Black Lead for Netflix. And then we have Millie reacting to Elle breaking Angela's nose. This is such an iconic scene, but Millie is so right that she needs therapy. She wasn't wrong at all for breaking Angela's nose, but our girl needs to heal. And I found it really interesting that the Ringcomania setting was supposed to be mini golf at first, and she was supposed to break her nose at the golf club. And there's obviously some really thought out reason why they changed it from mini golf to Ringcomania. And they very specifically changed the lighting in Ringcomania to blue and yellow, aka Mike and Will's colours. And also, Little Woman was on the Strange Things 4 inspiration board. And as anyone who has watched Little Woman knows, there's quite a famous ice skating scene. And the love triangle in that film is quite similar to Elle, Mike, and Will, which I will go more into detail in a new video where I talk about the Strange Things 4 inspiration board, which is hopefully coming soon. I just need to ask my friends to help me with some of the films. But I think that the choice to make it roller skating instead directly links it to Little Women. And then we have Finn reacting to the pizza box glasses that he got given in Surfer Boy Pizza when he's talking to Elle. So, Finn only refers to the scene as the pineapple pizza scene. This man has such talent for referring to any Malevolent scene and making it not about Malevolent at all. This promo, they're moulding it in a very certain way. If they wanted him to promote Malevolent, they could have just got him to refilm the promo and do it in a specific way where he markets what they want to market. So, this means that he's doing this intentionally. They're shifting the general audience view over from 11 over to Byler on purpose. They're doing this so the general audience is prepared that Malevolent isn't guaranteed to be endgame. That sort of all the scenes in season 4 weren't leading up to the love confession and everything's going to be fine. We know it's not going to be fine. And the Byler is a very, very valid choice that could very much be endgame. And also, Finn said that he improvised in this scene, and this was one of the few good interactions between Mike and 11 this season. And the fact that it's improvised, and also improvisation is so much more casual, whereas with Byler, all of their scenes are meticulously crafted. When you're working up to a bigger narrative, you want every scene to be intentional. So if Malevolent was supposed to be endgame and it was supposed to be this culmination of this massive narrative, why would they let Finn improvise in a scene that's just before one of the most vital scenes for Malevolent's relationship? And we also have Priya talking about her favourite moment on the show on TikTok, and that was the Scoops troop, which I don't blame her. It's such an iconic scene and everything like that. And then we have Wednesday, we got the Butcher Billy posters, which I'm not going to go over because they were originally from season 4. We've seen these, we knew about them ages ago. And then we have Millie reacting to the blue hairband which Elle wears, which was originally Sarah's, Hopper's daughter, that Hopper gave to Elle. And we also have Joe reacting to Steve's dive when he dives in to get to the gate in Lover's Lake. And Joe mentioning about all the characters, all the actors jumping in, so in character, made me realise how much in character they do jump into Lover's Lake like that. And it just made me so happy. And I love the actors' decisions when it comes to their characters. And then we have Jamie and Sadie reacting to Vecna killing Max. And we also had a variety video of the Duffers of how well they know each other. I found it interesting that Matt is not very good at keeping spoilers, and he said that there's one big secret that he's kept, which I was really curious about because we know that there's going to be so many secrets when it comes to season 5. So what is this one big one that we're not allowed to know about? I would love it to be Byler related, but I can't think, unless it's a character death, I can't really think of anything else it would be. So I think it's either Byler related, because that's a massive thing that a lot of people wouldn't have seen coming, or any sort of character death like Elle, that would be a massive one. Steve, which I don't think he's going to die, but I think that would also be a massive one that's going to upset a lot of people. And also they said that in the last 2 weeks that was just them constantly crying as different actors rapped. And they talked about it as if every actor basically rapped individually. So I think it's going to sort of, our end scene might just be two characters together or one character. Or I personally really hope that it's the core four playing D&D, because I think that would be such a nice full circle moment, and that they're still able to enjoy things from their childhood, even though it was completely scarred by the Upside Down. And then this was also the start of Gaten's little like press tour just by himself. So his first interview was with ABC News, and he was talking about how the whole season's going to be a roller coaster, and they didn't film chronologically necessarily. So I don't know how this goes for our theories and sort of how we've been trying to work chronologically for what's going to be in each episode. And then on Thursday, well, Thursday in UK time, it might have been Wednesday in US time, I'm not entirely sure. But Gaten went on Jimmy Fallon, and he spoke about Dustin Halloween costumes, and also who he would like to bring back from the dead from Strange Things. Obviously, Eddie won, which I was very happy with. But also, he talked about how Billy sucked, so I'm very happy because I feel like so many people gloss over that. Gaten also did an interview on the Kelly Clarkson show, and then Sadie was given her Walkman, and I'm so happy that she kept one because it's such a vital moment for Max's character. And then Gaten was given his nail shield that he uses with Eddie. I love hearing Gaten talk about Dustin and Eddie's relationship and sort of how special it is, because that was one of my favourite things about season 4. And also him saying that Eddie's dead, so he's not coming back. But I do still have hope that he will come back in the way that Billy came back in season 4 to haunt Max, because we know that Vecna's trying to make this guy's life as bad as possible. So why wouldn't he bring back his brother figure that he's going to spend pretty much all season mourning? And I would love to see what Eddie says to try and invoke that guilt from Dustin. I think that would be so interesting for Dustin's character, who's usually very comedic. Then we had the announcement that the finale would be shown in cinemas in the US and Canada. I'm obviously not from the US or Canada, so I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be missing out on that. But if any of you are going, please tell me and let me know how it is, because that's going to be so exciting for all of you. And then we also have Natalia, Joe, Charlie, and Maya reacting to the teens fighting off the bats. And watching this scene just made me think of how much I would love Jonathan to be in it, but he was off doing his thing, and that's okay. And then one of the most groundbreaking things that have happened for Byler's this entire promo season, I know I say that every week, but it's true this week as well, that Finn was given the painting to react to. I can't believe this is even like part of the promo. It's insane. When I first saw it, I just couldn't believe it. That he was handed the pizza box glasses to promote Maleven, or not even to promote, just to talk about Maleven, which he didn't. And then he's passed the painting to talk about Byler, showing how both of these ships are very, very important to season 5. And also, he actually made this video all about Byler instead of sort of talking about some random details that don't even matter. So the first thing I thought was, why are we giving Finn the painting? We know how much it relates to Will. It's the manifestation of his feelings and his love for Mike. So giving it to Finn in the first place shows how it's going to be vital to his character in season 5. We know that it's going to relate to his character arc, how he sees himself, and it's even in merch is very important to him. They made a Funko Pop with Mike in the painting, so this painting isn't exclusive to Will. It's not just important for his feelings, it's important for Mike's feelings as well. Giving this to Finn shows that it's going to be really important to Mike. It's not just Will's possession, it's a shared thing to them now, and Mike's probably going to be carrying Will's words the entire season. And also, another thing that's pointed out was that this isn't the actual painting, this is a copy. So, this confirms that the painting is going to be used in season 5 and going to be such an important part of the plot. It's going to be vital to wrapping up their emotional arc. And again, if they weren't using it, they would just give Finn the painting. And another thing that's been pointed out is we never see the bottom right corner of the painting. On the Funko Pop, it's cropped out where Lucas's horse's leg is, and every photo we've got of it, we haven't seen the bottom right corner. So, and Will always signs his drawings there. Will. So there's a theory going around that he might have written Love Will, and that will help Mike realise that these were Will's words, and also hopefully realise that he's in love with Will, not in love with Elle. Finn doesn't go into Mike's emotions much, apart from that he thinks it's cool and then he ignores Will crying. But he could have gone into how it made him realise his love for Eleven, but he didn't. Elle wasn't even mentioned. So this shows how he was taking Will's feelings, probably as Will's feelings. He didn't really want them to be from Elle, which is mind blowing, in my opinion, that we've actually sort of got this confirmed in promo. And also, when he said it was a very emotional scene for Noah, there's a cut in between it was a very emotional scene for Noah. And in my degree, I do a journalism degree, it's taught to us that to hide a jump cut, you zoom in on the photo or the video. They zoom in on Finn's face after he goes from 4 to Noah. So he very obviously said it was a very emotional scene for me and Noah. So I think like that just shows how emotionally invested Mike is and how important this painting is for him. And even though he's kind of oblivious, I think that hints that he might work. He's a smart guy, Mike. I think he's going to work it out. And then on Friday, we got 3 different reactions. So first, we got Gaten, Charlie, Joe, Natalia, and Maya reacting to Eddie's death. I love hearing them all talk about Joe Quinn because they talk about him so nicely and what a great actor he is, which I love to hear. And then we have Caleb reacting to Lucas and Max passing notes in the Creel house. And then we have Sadie, Jamie, Caleb, and Priya all reacting to Max's death. And they were just all so amazing in this scene. And it's so interesting hearing them talk about it. And then we had our last Stranger Saturday. So this was rewatching an episode from season 4, and the one that was chosen was chapter 9, The Piggyback. And I'm gonna miss these. And also, this means that because next week isn't season specific, this looks like, and also confirmed from the announcements of fan events, that we're gonna get a trailer next week. So fingers crossed, my next video is gonna be analysing our first proper, probably just a volume 1 trailer, and it is so exciting that we'll actually get important moments of the plot. And then on YouTube, we got the usual Strange Things 4 rewatch, which was 40 minutes long, and most of the scenes reacted to were in the last 2 episodes, which was insane. Now again, I'm going to be looking down here because my laptop has notes on, and it would be absolutely insane of me to remember 40 minutes worth of scenes that they reacted to. I wouldn't put it past me, but I haven't done it on this occasion. So first, the new reactions, I'm not going to go through the ones we already know about. Caleb and Gaten reacting to Lucas, Dustin, and Mike arguing about Hellfire and basketball. I completely agree with Gaten. They were bad friends. They should have gone to Lucas's game. Will definitely would have gone to Lucas's game. And then we have Priya reacting to Erica and Eddie meeting. And then we have Finn reacting to the Malevolent fight scene. This was very exciting to me. So, in this scene, like, he talks about Millie being a great scene partner, which I do love. But then he says that it's important saying I love you to your first girlfriend. Again, Elle in the show says Mike is her first boyfriend. These aren't 2 characters who think they're destined to end up together. They think they're very much sort of at first puppy love and then sort of move into that first tumultuous relationship with each other. They don't think that they're destined to be with each other. Whereas Will thinks that knows that he wants to play D&D with Mike and Nintendo for the rest of his life. And also, Finn says, you do love each other, so why not say it? Yeah, why not say it? Because they do love each other, but Mike doesn't love Elle in the way that he should, or the way Elle wants him to. That's why you can't say it. And then we have Sadie reacting to Max seeing the clock for the first time, Joe, Natalia, Maya, and Charlie reacting to Robin and Nancy at Penthurst, Charlie reacting to the buyer's house getting shot. I'm always so impressed by this scene and the fact that they did it in one take, and it always looks really cool. And then Sadie, Caleb, and Gaten reacting to the running up that hill scene. I'm so proud of Sadie and so happy for her that she finally got such a amazing plotline this season. I just love her. And Also, Caleb didn't know the song. Like, to me, that's insane. Like, I loved the song before Strange Things. Not to brag. And then we have Brett reacting to Murray fighting, and we had Joe reacting to Steve and Eddie's talk. I was originally a steady before. I was an insane. I've been a Byler since season 1, but I became an insane Byler in season 4. My initial first ship from season 4 was steady, so this made my little steady heart happy. And then we have Joe and Maya reacting to the teens jumping back into Eddie's van from the upside down. And then Jamie reacted to Nancy's trance revealing Vecna's backstory. And then Joe, Natalia, Maya, Charlie, and Jamie reacting to them trying to get Nancy out of her trance. And then, if you need one thing to prove that Byler's going to be endgame, it is that Noah reacted to the van scene, and it was only Noah. If we knew exactly what the outcome of this scene would be, of what it appears to be, of Willard missing his love and Mike not really getting it, but sort of we're meant to assume that Mike doesn't reciprocate his feelings, why wouldn't we get Finn reacting to this scene? Why wouldn't we get Finn's commentary of what Mike was feeling in that moment? It's because we're not allowed to know Mike's feelings in this moment. They're being hidden from us because this is going to play out in season 5. We can't know what he's thinking yet. As Finn said at a con, it'll pay off him ignoring Will crying. There's a reason why only Noah reacted to this scene. And also Noah says that Mike doesn't acknowledge Will's feelings. So this slightly hints that he might know or understand the feelings, which would be really interesting to play out in season 5, that he already knows, but he can't let himself be happy due to his internalized homophobia, and sort of breaking down, allowing himself to be happy and live the life that he truly wants, and accepting that Will requites his feelings. And then after that, we have Natalia reacting to Steve telling Nancy she's always been there in the camper van. Joe didn't react to this one, which I was kind of curious about, like, to sort of see Steve's point of view in this. And this made me curious for what might happen in season 5 concerning this. And then we have Sadie reacting to Lucas and Max in the camper van. And they filmed this on the same day as her running scenes, which I found really interesting. And then Maya reacting to Robin seeing Vicky in the military shop. I love her talking about Steve and Robin's friendship. As I said, Maya's one of my favourite reactors of the cast because she just gives such insightful thoughts. And then Millie reacting to Elle confronting Dr. Brenner. Noah reacting to Jonathan comforting Will. I love that they added this scene, and I love the Duffer Brothers relationship. It's just so sweet. And then Millie, Sadie, and Jamie reacting to Elle and Max reuniting. And then Jamie reacting to Vecna telling Elle about his backstory. And it was really interesting to hear about Jamie's interpretation of bringing morality into his backstory and how that plays out. And then we have the other reaction from this video, which confirms to me Byler Endgame. Not to jinx anything, but we have Finn reacting to the love confession to Elle. First of all, why is only Finn reacting? Why isn't Millie reacting? If it's a pivotal moment for the Malevolent relationship, all of season 4 has culminated into Mike telling Elle that he loves her. So wouldn't it make sense to have both members of the ship reacted to it, and Millie speaking through Elle's feelings of like, oh, she finally felt validated that Mike told her he loves her? Or are we not allowed to know yet that Elle can see right through Mike and he only told her he loved her because in the moment he was panicking and he didn't really know what else to say, and he could only say it because Will reminded him of Will's own feelings? Then generally, Finn reacted so little. Even in this is an unarguable Malevolent scene. You've got to acknowledge that this is pivotal to Malevolent. Yeah, he spoke about the 3 other people there the entire time. Like, it's just insane to me that he can even make this scene about the other people that he shared the scene with. So this shows me that he doesn't want to promote Malevolent more. Less so, he doesn't want to more. The entire show isn't aiming at promoting Malevolent as the end game, as a really cute ship. And also he does say, see, this could have happened before if you told her you loved her. Not, this could have happened before if you told her the truth. That he loves her isn't the truth. he just, and this confirms that he said he loved her because he wanted her to save everyone, not that he actually did love her. So in my opinion, this is looking really good for us. And then we have Brett reacting to Murray flaming Demogorgons, Natalia reacting to Nancy shooting Vecna, Maya reacting to Vicky and Robin in the school. Again, I just love these two, and I can't wait to see more of them in season 5. And also Maya talking about mimicking your crush's behaviour when you sort of realise you really like them. And that's what Vicky's doing instead of sort of being the complete carbon copy of Robin, made me really happy because I feel like that's such a lot of criticism that these two face, that Vicky's too much of a carbon copy of Robin. But this shows that they each do have their distinct personalities. We just don't know Vicky very well yet, that we need to find that out. And then we have Noah and Natalia reacting to the final scene on the hill. And Noah talked about the duos and then was cut off. So I'm super excited to see, because this shows that the duos are intentional. And I think this hints at the endgame couples. So I think that's great for us. And because I'm filming this on a Monday, we can actually talk about the Sunday posters. So this week we got Hopper, Joyce, Karen, and Murray. I was kind of surprised that we got a Karen poster again, because we got one in season 4. There was literally no point to her having one for season 4, but season 5 she does have one. So obviously she's going to be, well, you'd assume she'd be important this season, perhaps because we know that she's going to get her in protecting Holly at the Wheeler house, because that's going to be attacked at least by Demogorgons or something like that, if not Vecna himself maybe, or him as Henry. So first poster we have is Hopper, and he has the quote, "Maybe I can still help Elle, even if it's the last thing I do." A lot of people think that this is predicting and foreshadowing his death. I personally don't think Hopper's going to die, because if they ever try to kill him again, no one's going to believe them, because he's already died once and was absolutely fine. So I think what might happen is that he tries to save Elle by putting his own life at risk, but instead Elle saves him by putting her life at risk, and she goes, because I really, really don't want Elle to die, but currently it's not looking good for her, and I'm really scared for her. And then Joyce, her quote was, "I made this choice and I would choose it again knowing everything that I know." This makes me think that she might be putting herself in danger and going to the Upside Down to help Will, and this is a choice that she'd make over and over again, because we know how protective she is of her children. And then Karen's quote is, "Great, just what we need, more hysteria." This sort of links to the mass hysteria that's obviously going to be going on in Hawkins, and the panic that's going to be going on due to the earthquake. And again, she might be sort of in a position like Steve, being the respectable member of their extended party that's going on, and having to convince other people to just listen to them. And then Murray's quote is, "My fingers are like arrows, my arms like iron, my feet like spears. Resist and I'll end you." I think this is just a hint to him continuing to fight back. In the poster, he's in his Bradley Big Buys outfit. This man only has one outfit, so I'm kind of quite nervous for him. I really don't know if he's going to survive. And we have gone through week 4 of promo. It's really strange that next week isn't going to be season specific. I might continue doing these because you've all been so nice. Thank you so much. Honestly, I would really lose the motivation to do these videos if all of you weren't so nice and so welcoming and just lovely, lovely people. And so I might continue to do these videos. It depends how much comes out. If there's too little, there's no point. If there's a ridiculous amount, I'm never going to get it done. But I'm hoping to continue doing 2 videos a week, every week, up until volume 1 comes out. And then obviously I'll be filming videos about volume 1 after that, which is super exciting because proper new content then. And also, you might have noticed on my channel now you can become a member. This literally absolutely no pressure to do it. It just means that you get some access to some polls. I'll shout you out in videos. But again, no video is going to be behind a paywall. I still want everyone to be able to watch my videos. So it's just a little thing if you want to. Literally no pressure not to. So hopefully my next video will be a trailer analysis of the first season 5 volume 1 trailer. It's rumored to come out on Halloween actually, so that I think that would be the perfect date for it. If it comes out on Halloween, I'll most likely get it done by Saturday evening in UK time, or Sunday morning. It really does depend. But I'm super excited to get new content, and I hope you are too. So I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!